What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It's time for a review of the debut EP by the American singer-songwriter Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish is actually pretty talented for such a young age. She's been performing since she was about 11, but she says she's been playing music and really, I guess, writing and kind of having melodies in her head for pretty much the majority of her entire life. And I think that's pretty cool what she's bringing to the table here. I had tons of requests to cover her EP, and it was actually recently reissued with a new song in December, so why not have a perfect time to catch up here in slow season at the start of January and actually give you guys a review of this EP, Don't Smile at Me. Don't Smile at Me is a collection of 9 songs that do have a very brooding sensibility to them. A lot of them are this slow burn effect that do kind of calm but also make you think maybe there's something else to this. Maybe there's something behind the surface that I'm not seeing. She's signed to Interscope Records and every single song here is written solely by her brother Phineas O'Connell and obviously Billie Eilish O'Connell as well, that being her full name, except for the final track that was added, that is Ann Byrne, featuring rapper Vince Staples. Vince is a really talented rapper, so I was enthusiastic to see him popping up in the track listing here, and I was a bit disappointed to learn that this was pretty much just an extension and building on and slightly tweaking production and adding a rapper to the track Watch, which is on the regular edition of the EP, but this bonus song here, it does have a different vibe to it. We get a little bit darker in terms of the production. Maybe there's a little bit of an extra flair as well, as we hear some extra synthesizers, some other electronic noises going on in the background, and then Vince comes in and there's more of a pulsating vibe to this song. And I like the intensity that he brings here. It does remind me of what he was doing on his most recent project, Big Fish Theory, and I think that they do mesh well together. They both have this kind of outsider vibe whenever it comes to pop, and I think that Vince has that whenever it comes to hip-hop. Billie uses this technique of switching between acoustic guitars and more of a lighter feel on tracks like Party Favor, and then something a little bit more in-your-face, fire-breathing, like the opening track Copycat that she wrote about somebody that pretty much, as the title implies, was copying her every move. And she says, if you're going to copy me, hey, at least do it all the way. Put your entire money, put everything, bet everything on this. Go all in if you're gonna do it. And this track does feel sinister. I love the production here. A little bit of a roaring guitar that kind of hits you like a wall, and then a few other production choices that I really do like because it makes her voice pop. And I don't feel like she's reached full potential yet. There are moments that definitely lag on this EP for me, but overall, tracks like that, Copycat, they have me excited. Ocean Eyes generated a ton of buzz for Billie Eilish, and somehow I didn't hear any of her songs until this EP. I had heard the name plenty of times, obviously you guys recommending her to me in the comments section, on Twitter, whatever it might be, but here she comes through with one that's just kind of a jam. It's undeniably poppy, but at the same time, it has just a bit of a diversion to it to make it maybe slightly alt-pop, but still a lot of fun, kind of a more love song, but at the same time a love song from somebody who doesn't necessarily have love figured out yet, and I like seeing something from that youthful perspective. The youth have something to offer us, and I think that we get lost a lot of the time in seeing all of these things the kids are doing, the stupid viral trends, the stupid trend, whatever the movement is. I could sit here and list a ton of things, but I'm not going to waste your time. What I'm getting at is that I think that she has a pretty good head on her shoulders, and I actually looked into some interviews, watched some videos with her, and I saw one where she did a playlist. I believe it was with Teen Vogue, and she made a playlist, and it was very diverse. I liked the songs that she had because, yes, she had things like Lana Del Rey, but at the same time, she also had My Chemical Romance, some older songs as well, like Frank Sinatra. It was just a very well-rounded taste for a 16-year-old, someone who just turned 16. It was 15 when the EP originally dropped, so I'm impressed. Something like Hostage has a very cinematic vibe to it. It almost feels like I see the song in black and white as I hear it, if that makes sense. It does feel like I get that kind of channeling from it, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe it feels like it's trying a bit hard, and that's probably my biggest problem with the EP overall. In some ways, it does feel like it's trying to be edgy. It feels like it's trying to be outsider, and I don't like that when it pops up, but fortunately it doesn't completely really weigh down any of these tracks. I have my least favorites, but I don't have any that I absolutely straight up dislike. I like the gloominess, the pianos, and kind of the chamber pop of I Don't Wanna Be You Anymore. That is one that does hit me in a different way. It's not exactly the best thing on this EP by any means, but still, like I said, it's showcasing potential. And then right after that, we get a very, very catchy tune called My Boy that I absolutely do see as being one of the best songs here. It kind of has a choppiness to it, but a very effective rhythm that'll keep it ingrained in your memory. The vividness and the sharp songwriting techniques really come through big time on Bellyache. That was another song that did get her kind of popular. It got a lot of people talking, and I completely understand why. This is a song that does have kind of that acoustic guitar loop that really is addicting. Honestly, I enjoy it 110%. It's just one of those that it's very satisfying as you listen to the song, and then it kind of has that knocking synthesizer, and like I said, the lyrics, they're kind of a dark story, and I like that. It's almost like poetry in a way, and the way that the song evolves as it goes, and the catchiness of the chorus, it's all super effective. It imposes itself in your brain, and it poses the question, am I gonna keep listening to Billie Eilish? And something like this automatically makes me pull the trigger and say yes. Don't Smile at Me did not blow me away, but at the same time it showed a lot of potential for a songwriter that is very young, working with her brother, doing things seemingly independently, and I like that, I respect that a lot. And like I said, I think that its biggest problem and flaw is the fact that sometimes it tries a bit too hard to put on that edge and that vibe. So if she strips that down just a bit maybe, but doesn't go too full on pop, meet it somewhere in the middle, and we've got the sweet spot. For me personally, for this debut EP by Billie Eilish, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I hope that you're glad that I finally reviewed this. Please drop a like on the review while you're here. It lets me know that you're enjoying the content right here on the channel, and if you were able to, please support me on Patreon. It's that top link down below. About 50 to 90% of the videos that I upload on this channel get demonetized at some point, so it really does help if you were able to support me in that capacity. If you'd like to see a couple of recent reviews, you can tap right below me. Socials in the description, and I'll see you soon on ARTV.